Hello guys, so if you've been applying to entry level jobs or junior level jobs, you probably notice how difficult it is to actually land those type of jobs, and it's even more difficult if you're a software developer or you're coming from a bootcamp, right? So in this video I'll mention some of the reasons why it's actually difficult to land this type of jobs, and at the end of the video I'll actually mention some tips that can help you land those entry level jobs or junior level jobs. Alright, without wasting any time, let's get right into it. So the first reason why it's difficult to actually land a junior level position is because of the money that is put in through the hiring process, right? So the company has a budget for the hiring process, and this involves actually going to a recruitment agency and they actually hire them to do the finding of the right candidates for this role, right? So they are going to spend some money in actually paying that recruitment agency in finding those candidates. So yeah, that's the reason why it's difficult to actually land this type of roles. The company wants to make sure that they find the right candidates, right? So the recruitment agency will do everything they need to do to actually filter out the people who are not suitable for the role. So for example, if the company is looking for someone with C# experience and you just know JavaScript, which also they mention on the job application, but you don't know C#, then you won't be part of the hiring process, right? And they'll actually choose fewer people, so they might choose 10 people who are going through the hiring process, and the rest of you are actually filtered out. They're actually picking those 10 people because they know that they are best for this position. So the company doesn't want to risk hiring an incapable developer, right? So that's why they put some money in the hiring process to make sure that they find the right candidates for this role, right? Then the next reason why it's difficult to actually land this type of jobs is because the company has put some money in teaching you some of the skills that are involved in their stack, right? Or some of the tech that is involved in their stack, right? For example, if they hire someone who comes from a React background but they're using Angular, they need to actually spend some money and buy a course for you to actually learn Angular, right? And also, if you want to learn machine learning and AI just for your benefit, you might go to the company and ask them to pay for machine learning and AI, and they'll pay for that course, and that is beneficial for both them and you, right? So it's beneficial for them in a sense where in a later stage they might be involved in machine learning and AI, so they'll actually see it as a benefit for you to actually know the skills of machine learning and AI. So they'll need to pay for that course, and those courses are a bit expensive, so they might find a course that's more expensive because they know that they're going to teach you the right skills. So yeah, the company is going to teach you some of the skills or some of the technologies that are involved in their stack, so they need to spend some money on that. So if they find someone who is a slow learner or who is not a fast learner, in a way that will be a risk, or that will be a waste of money and time, because they need to make sure that you actually know those skills to actually get involved in the development process as soon as possible. So if you take time to actually learn those skills or those technologies, then as you can see, it's going to be costly for them, because they need to make sure that you are involved in the development process as soon as possible, because they might need to build some projects faster for clients or for them so that users can see those projects, right? That's why the companies are making it difficult to land these jobs, because they need to make sure that they find the right candidates. Another reason why it's difficult to actually land these jobs is because of an obvious reason, which is the salary. So if they hire an incapable developer, they still need to pay that developer because they hired them, they signed everything, and they got started in working at the company. But at a later stage or after a few days, they actually notice that you're not capable and you can't really be involved in the development process because you ruin things for them. So they still need to pay you because you signed a contract that you're going to work, so they still need to pay you your salary for that month until they go ahead and go through the hiring process again. So as you can see, this is costly because they'll still need to go through the hiring process. So that's why they need to make sure that they find the right candidates for this position. So before we go through some of the tips that can help you land this type of jobs, if you're new to this channel, my name is Katlego. I'm a self-taught software developer, and on this channel I share my tips and my experience in order to help you guys get motivated, get inspired, and also make it easy for you guys to get into the field. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I release new content. And also don't forget to like the video, guys. Alright, let's continue. So the first thing that you can do to actually land this type of jobs is to get some experience, right? If you've been applying to entry level jobs or junior level positions, you'll probably notice that they need experience, right? So they might require you to have 2 years or 1 year experience, or even more depending on every company, right? So you need to actually get some experience to fill that void of experience, right? So of course, if you're a self-taught developer, you probably do not have any experience, so you need to do some of the things that I'm going to mention to help you fill that void of experience so that they can actually pick you as one of the candidates for this position, right? The first thing that you can do is to actually build websites for companies. And I'm not talking about actually charging these companies, I'm talking about doing some free work. So you're going to build websites for these companies for free. You don't need to charge them or anything. So the reason for this is so that you can put those websites on your portfolio. You can just go to Google and search for companies in whatever field or whatever industry you want to build the website for. For example, you might search for restaurant and it show you the restaurants that are near you. Then you can build websites for those restaurants, right? So that's what you can do. You can build websites for companies for free. Then you can put those websites on your portfolio. And the next thing that you can do, but this actually require you to actually do the first tip that I mentioned, but of course you can do it, but it'll be easier if you have done the first tip that I mentioned, which is to build websites for companies for free. And this is to do freelancing, right? So as a freelancer, of course, the clients will need to see that you are capable of building them a website or a web application or a mobile app. As you said, you can build that mobile app, right? So they need something that can showcase your capabilities, right? So if you've built websites for companies, then the client can actually view those websites and see that you're actually capable of building them a website. So yeah, you need to do the first step, which is to actually build websites for companies for free. That is beneficial everywhere you go. If you're doing freelancing, the reason I'm mentioning this is because as a freelancer, you're going to meet different clients, right? So you might meet a client who needs a website, like a basic website, or you might meet a client who wants a complex website. So this will help you to actually showcase all your skills. So they might need a website that has a lot of functionality, so you'll be involved in the back end and the front end. So you'll be able to showcase all your capabilities here. And you can put those projects or whatever website that you've built on your portfolio as well, so that when you're applying to jobs, the company can actually go through your portfolio and they'll come across those complex websites. It will show that you are capable of building a full functional website that has both the front end and the back end, and also hosting this and also doing all the DevOps and everything. It will show all your capabilities, right? So that's what you can do to actually fill that void of experience if you do not have any experience at all. So it'll make it easy to actually land those jobs, right? Then the last tip that I have for you guys is to actually apply to test automation jobs, right? So learn test automation and apply to those jobs. The reason I'm saying this is because there are a lot of test automation jobs out there. That's because developers usually go for the front end, the back end, or full stack positions because they pay well. But as a test automator, you won't be paid as much as those developers. And the reason I'm saying you should learn test automation and actually apply to those jobs is because it'll be easier to learn those positions. Because if you go to LinkedIn, you'll see that the people who are applying to those positions are not really a lot of people. So the hiring process won't be even that long. That's easy to actually learn those positions, because once you get the position as a test automator, it'll be easier to transition into a developer role, right? So while working at the company for about 6 months or less, you can actually showcase that you are capable of becoming a full stack developer or doing front end or back end, right? So you are already in the company. You're just showing them that you're actually capable in doing the front end or the back end or whatever transition you want to take. So they'll actually allow you to transition into doing front end, and there you go. You are becoming a front end developer and you're getting some experience on that, right? So yeah, those are the tips that I have for you guys. I hope these tips help you to actually land your entry level position. So if you have any tips for other people, you can mention that in the comment section. So yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. If you haven't done this yet, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I release new content. And also don't forget to like the video, guys. All right, that's gonna do it. Have an awesome day, guys. Bye.